So why am I here? No, really, why am I here filming this video for professional cultures at Massey University? It's not like I don't have other interests. I play badminton, formerly for representing Wellington. I collect my favourite CDs. I love going exploring Wellington's old war bunkers. I play the piano. I work 2 jobs and a volunteer job. And I love going to the gym. I told you I could bench 100. Bench 100. But given the nature of this course, I thought I'd stay on topic. Figure out why I chose to pursue the art of filmmaking above all others. So, without further ado, here's fucking whatever the fuck I'm putting on the screen. Well, let's properly answer this question. I thought I'd take you all on a trip down memory lane and give you a good explanation on my filmmaking journey as a whole. But first, I thought I'd just check my 4 favourite movies up here, just so you can get a little example of who I am as a filmmaker. And yes, that's my Letterboxd top 4. Each of these 4 films is phenomenal in its own regard, and I highly recommend you go check out at least one of them if you haven't seen it. Anyways, that being said, let's move into the main event, my filmmaking journey. I, like many others, started off by making unscripted short films on my iPad as a child. Most of these would consist of me and a couple friends whacking each other with toy lightsabers, much to the dismay of my poor parents, whom I assigned the role of camera operators to. I'd then go into iMovie and edit quite possibly the most obnoxious laser sounds I could find over every second of said recordings. Unfortunately, time waits for nobody, and my iPad was no exception. I ended up losing all of my earliest work for this reason. Although if I'm being honest, I'm not too sure if any of it was really worth showing off. But if one thing was clear to me at the time, it was that what I wanted to do when I grew up was become a director. Fast forward a couple years. For whatever reason, I took great interest in acting around 11, so my parents entered me into Standouts Drama Academy in Lyle Bay. Funny little story about Standouts. This is improv. Billionaire Boy, right? This is this book by David Williams. I used to play the CDs for this every night to go to bed on my little CD player. And when I joined Standouts, we're doing Billionaire Boy, a play adaptation of it. So I got one of the main roles because I could literally recite this. And what do you know? I screw up my lines. Yeah, but I just thought that was quite funny. After primary school, I entered high school, not entirely sure of what I wanted to do in the future. I first attended St. Patrick's College in Kilburnie before swapping to Wellington High School midway through my first year. Having dropped Standouts upon starting high school in favour of the available drama course at school, my relatively short-lived acting dream was beginning to fade away, and I was forced to broaden my horizons. I considered pursuing music or writing, but none of them really stuck with me. But year 11 was when it hit me. Why didn't I think of this before? The answer was so obvious, hidden in plain sight. I love acting, I love writing, I love operating a camera and video editing. Why didn't I go into the field of psychology? And I took psychology next year through school, and it was really, really boring, and I didn't like it, and I just I saw the psychology dream, and I was like, no. So, here I was, a year 13 student with no clue what I wanted to do next year, or where I wanted to end up in life. But as it turns out, it wouldn't take very long for me to come to that realization. Each year, the Wellington High School Media Studies Department holds a film competition for students called the Shoners, whose film projects earn them excellence. The categories were split up by year group, each year group having been assigned their own unique genre to work around earlier in the year. Year 13 was given the genre of documentaries, and I and my good friend Bruno decided to pair up and ended up creating a documentary on how to combat your fears, called Freaked Out. Be it by pure luck or pure skill, we were given excellence, and subsequently entered into the Shoners. But competition was tough. By the night of the competition, Bruno and I had no expectations to win whatsoever. And then, something unexpected happened.
Freaked Out.
I know it sounds corny, but it was in that moment that I realized film is what I was meant to pursue. It had been my passion since day one, and it stuck with me to today. I would accredit that moment to why I'm here today, but not just that moment, every moment leading up to it from beforehand. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some form of enjoyment out of it, and yeah. I hope I pass. That'd be nice.